What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Goshen's Games, and this is the last video for the year. And with this video, I wanted to just take a look really quick and talk about how the channel's grown. I want to thank everybody for being a part of the channel, being a part of the family, and joining Discord and just supporting the channel as much as you guys have been. And I really appreciate every single one of you guys. I do. That's why I make it a point in my live streams to say hi to everybody who's in the live streams. That's why I try to keep up with the comments as quickly as I can, because it means a lot that you guys are spending time hanging out with me, and it means a lot that that you just continue to support the channel with whichever way that you can, whether it's hanging out in the live streams, whether it's being a part of the Discord, whether it's donating, whatever you guys do, I appreciate it. I do, and I just wanted to say that and thank you guys for this fantastic year. We ended the year really strong. I didn't hit the 10K mark that I was aiming for. Almost did, almost. But you know what? We're going to aim bigger and brighter for next year. Our goal to end next year is, let's say, 15K. I'm aiming small. If it goes beyond that, that's fine, but I aim small. 15K to end next year I think is a reasonable number. If we pass that, fantastic. If we get 15K, fantastic. Either way, the most that I could ask for is that you guys are active and you guys are having a good time and hanging out with me and all that stuff. We got a lot of stuff coming for next year. Next year is going to be a massive massive time for gaming. 2018 was fantastic for gaming. 2019, the later half of it, 2019 was kind of weird for gaming, because in the beginning you had Resident Evil 2 Remake, Kingdom Hearts 3, which I skipped Kingdom Hearts 3. You had like a weird dry period, then you had games start coming out like Astral Chain, Code Vein, Death Stranding. There's so many games that I've played that I can't even think, like Borderlands 3. What other games did it? Outer Worlds, Atelier Ryza. Like, so many games came out in the later half of 2019, and just not even like the full later half. It was just like a 3-month window where it's just a bunch of games for 2019. And 2020 is going to be massive for video games. You're talking, we got Final Fantasy 7 Remake, Resident Evil 3 Remake. You got Cyberpunk 2077. We have SAO, Alicization, Licorice. We have those of you guys who are excited for Kakarot. There's Kakarot coming. Like, there's so many games that I can't even name them all off because it's way too many. Last of Us 2, I'm super excited for Last of Us 2. And then as far as mobile games go, like, you guys know I'm not massively big on mobile games. Like, I'll play a couple, and then that's pretty much it. That becomes like the staple on my channel when, like, for however long I enjoy the game. So Alicization Rising Steel, I'm going to continue playing that. Tales of Crestoria is coming next year, which I am absolutely excited for. Then there's also Naruto Ninja Tribes, which looks interesting. I might try that. And then Slugfest, which I might try as well. So we got a couple mobile games coming out that I'm interested in, and I'm gonna be talking to FG and see, because he's the mobile guy. Like, FG is the mobile guy, and so I'm gonna talk to him and see if there's any games that I might be interested in but not pay attention to, because like maybe they're not usually the cup of tea that I roll with, or maybe it's just something that's just out of my radar. I mean, there's a lot of games that are not built off of popular IPs that are really good. Case in point, Another Eden was not based off of any other IP, and it's a really good game. So you have those that come out that just stellar games, and they have stellar gameplay, and it's free to play friendly, and things. There's a lot of stuff like that when it comes to mobile games. It's harder for me. It's harder to get into mobile games than it is console games, because console games, for the most part, you buy the console game and then you're set. We have DLC that comes out and all that stuff, but like, I have the option if I want to buy the DLC or not. It's not like where it's hero collection games for mobile games, where it's like a whole bunch of gacha, and then it's like, okay, well, you know, these units are needed for this event or whatever, and it's like, oh boy, you know, it's a whole nother monster. So next year there's gonna be a lot of console games on the channel, just like this year. This year we had a ton of console games on the channel, tons of it, and I love doing that because I've always enjoyed console games more. I grew up playing console games. Obviously, like I'm a different breed of gamers than there are these days. Like the younger generation these days, that made me just sound really old, but that's the whole point. Is like the generation that is coming out now with video games is used to phones and mobile devices. That's why games, or the system like the Nintendo Switch, does so well, because it's a mobile device or mobile gaming on top of console gaming. So it's a very nice hybrid, very well done, and that's why it's had so much success, because it appeals to so many different people. And to be honest, the Nintendo Switch has become my go-to console for a lot of different things. For RPGs, the Switch has become my go-to console. It used to be PlayStation. The PS2 was like the RPG system. Same thing for PS1. Those, if you wanted to play RPGs, you went to those consoles, and that was it. Like, you had Final Fantasy, you had Dot Hack, you had Xenogears, Xenosaga, so many different, like Star Ocean, so many different IPs that got released because of PlayStation. And so with that in mind, this generation, it's become, if I want to play RPGs, I'm going to play it on my Nintendo Switch. It's just a lot easier for me to play them these days, because then it's like I can take the Switch anywhere and just play it. You know, especially like if I'm reviewing games, then I tell the companies, hey, if you have a Switch version, can you send me the Switch version? It's just easier for me to review that game. So, you know, there's gonna be a lot of console games coming out that we're gonna be playing, and I hope that you guys join me for all of those and experience all of those with me. And I hope we continue to make tons of wonderful memories when it comes to video games, because I love nothing more to be engrossed in a video game story and end up like getting emotional like in front of you guys, because it's real. Like those guys last year who were with me when I played Detroit Become Human, I cried really hard on Detroit Become Human at the end of my gameplay on live stream for you guys. This year we didn't really have any games that did that for me. A lot of the games this year were more action based. I didn't really play any story or heavy story driven games on live stream, to be honest with you. I mean, I did. There's Outer Worlds, but it's not an emotional story driven game. Where like Death Stranding, I haven't finished it yet. I kind of set it aside for right now, because I know once I sit down to just play Death Stranding, that is all I'm gonna play until it's done. And I feel like Death Stranding would be, it's one of those games that I would enjoy more just playing on my own versus on live stream. But as far as live streams goes for next year, you know, we're going to be continuing with our Alicization Rising Steel. We're going to be playing Tales of Crestoria on live stream once that finally drops. And then, you know, the other games too, we'll check them out live and we'll get first impressions and all that stuff. As far as like other console games, Resident Evil 3 Remake for sure is, we're going to be playing that on live stream for sure. Probably gonna have a Resident Evil marathon, to be honest with you, because I love playing my Resident Evil games. So we'll probably do that, which I've done before on the channel, but we'll probably do it. Final Fantasy 7 Remake, yeah, for sure. I'll be playing that on live stream for you guys. Alicization Licorice, I don't know yet. Only it's not that I don't want to get the game, but there's way too many games that are getting released at the same time, so it makes it really difficult for me to be able to do that. Like Last of Us 2 was supposed to get released in February, got pushed back to May, which I'm fine with because that kind of allows me some breathing room. But the downside to that is that in May, Alicization Licorice is coming out as well. So I honestly would rather play Last of Us 2 than Alicization Licorice first, and then play Licorice after. Because I think this summer is probably going to be a dry period, which is weird because usually the summer is the time that they start releasing games because you have E3 and all that. But I feel like this summer and this upcoming winter season, well, no, not the winter season, because 2020 we're getting the new consoles, the new generation of consoles, so that's the other thing too. But that's why I'm saying this summer is going to be dry for console games. So the first half, so springtime, winter, springtime, is going to be heavy for console games. Summer, dry. Then we come into fall, and then for current generation, it's going to be dry because next gen is right around the corner. You're talking November, maybe early December is when we will see consoles. There were rumors stating that the Xbox is released in December. I'm not entirely sure. I got to double check on all that, but it's going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy, and I'm excited for it, and I hope you guys are excited for it as well. Let me know what you guys are looking forward to in 2020. The other thing, too, I would really love to do, which we finally did this year, is travel. We had a vacation that I took my family on, and we took a road trip. We went to Georgia. I got to meet Omnitoast for the first time. I got to meet Pilk for the first time, which was super exciting. His family and my family, we sat down and we had dinner at probably one of the best Japanese restaurants I've ever eaten at in Georgia. I mean, anywhere, but like it was in Georgia. And the thing is that like it's the memories, man. Like I will never forget that trip. I will never forget that day or that night where we were all sitting down eating, the two families, and just having a blast. Like Pilk is as much fun in real life as he is on camera, and I absolutely love it, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to meet him. I would love to meet other people, taking more trips and stuff like that. I would love to take a road trip going west in the US. Like, so we went north, so we went to Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. I would love to go west. I would love to go because my wife, her family lives in California. I would love to take a trip driving to California. That would be absolutely fantastic. On the way, maybe I stop in Austin, Texas, and meet FG. I would love to meet FG. Like, he's been a super cool dude, very supportive of the channel, and I didn't ask him to, and he continues to be here. And look, FG, man, like, you're a super cool dude, man. You really are, and I would love to meet you one day. Other people I would love to meet: Nano, Rhymestyle, Solitaire, but that asshole lives in New Zealand. Oh, Scythe. I'd love to meet Truth. I feel like Truth and I would have a blast talking about different games and just hanging out and shit. But there's so many different people that I would love to absolutely meet and hang out and like meet them for the first time. Dana and Miranda from Villainy Arcade. I would love to meet them. Go over to California and love to meet them and hang out with them. Talk video games, talk Lord of the Rings, and all nerd pop culture stuff that I absolutely love and they love as well. So there's things like that. Like I would love to take trips and meet different people. I would love to be able to go to conventions. I've been saying that for like the past 2 years. I would love to go to conventions, but it's just like it hasn't been happening yet. And I mean, it could happen if I wanted it to, but so many games come out and it makes it hard to save up because then it's like, oh, collector's editions that I don't have room for. But you know, it is what it is, and that's fine. One day. But anyways, guys, I just wanted to say thank you so very much for this past year. This past year has been the biggest growth of the channel that I've ever seen. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what happens moving forward. So thank you guys so very much. You all have a fantastic rest of your year. I know there's not much left, but stay safe, everybody. I will see you all next year. Stay cool, my opies. I had to throw that in there. I had to call you my opies really quick because you're my opies. Cheers, guys.